Hello, everyone. Hi, I'm Constance Gillon. I'm going to be talking with you today with Miss Kristin Smith and the students in her homeschool class from Madison, Alabama. Miss Kristin, as her students like to call her, has been a dedicated homeschool teacher, curriculum creator, and field trip coordinator for the last 10 years. I'm certain her students will agree that she loves teaching and makes even the toughest class fun. Miss Kristin, would you tell us a little bit about yourself, please?
Sure. So my daughter, who's sitting here next to me, Kira, is 15, and I guess as any homeschool mom will attest, I guess we start homeschooling the minute they're born. I think I might be a little unusual in that I've always known I wanted to homeschool. I actually have research printed out that predates even my marriage to her father. So I have papers dated 1999 with homeschool information on it. I love to teach. I love my kids. I'm just so proud, honored to be a founding member of the Hope Christian Academy. We're all members of that cover. That's how we legally homeschool, all of us here online. And together we have little classes. And one of those classes is Alabama history. And that's how we got here today.
Awesome. Now, would everybody please share just a little bit with our viewers, your first and your first name and the grade level you're in?
I'll go first.
I'm Gillon.
And I'm 15 and I'm in 10th grade. Jay, you can go next.
Okay. I'm Gillon, and this is my sister Jadina, and I'm in 11th grade, and she's in 10th grade.
And by the way, Jaylyn is one of the Alabama Capital Day Outstanding Homeschool students. Congratulations, Jaylyn.
We're very proud.
Very proud. Susan, Chad?
I'm a senior and I'm 19. This is Susan.
I'm Susan and I'm in 7th grade.
There you go.
Awesome.
My name's Kylie and I'm in 11th grade.
I'm Matthew and I'm in 10th grade.
I'm Caleb and I'm in 8th grade.
Awesome.
We're missing one student, Skylar Williams. He couldn't be here today, and he's also in the 9th grade.
Excellent. So our viewers may have heard a bit about SB98, maybe because it's been everywhere on our page. We're pretty excited. It's a bill to name the sweet potato as the state vegetable. Now, how did you discover Alabama doesn't currently have a state vegetable?
I'm going to let Kira take this one.
So we were planning a bicentennial presentation for Alabama's 200th birthday, and we were making a luncheon. We wanted to showcase all of the different, I guess, delicacies of Alabama, like the Lane cake is our official state dessert. We have the peaches, our official state tree fruit. Turkey is our official state game bird, but we found out we didn't have a state vegetable. Considering agriculture is such a huge economic staple for Alabama, we were really shocked that we didn't have one yet. So we double checked with the state archives and they didn't have one either. So we all sat together as a class and came up with sweet potato.
Awesome. So Alabama's a state with an incredibly rich agricultural heritage. What inspired you to choose the sweet potato over, good grief, there's so many other choices. Why the sweet potato?
Kylie, why don't you tell them why we chose the sweet potato?
Okay, well, first, we were going over things that tied in with Alabama, like squash or fried green tomatoes, because those are just big things that when you think of the South, you think of fried green tomatoes. But we found out that those are more fruits than vegetables, as you would once think. So we had to go into our research, and we were researching, and we found sweet potatoes. And sweet potatoes bring in $9 million for Alabama, and we're ranked in the top 5 for state production in the country. And we were just researching. We're like, this could probably be the one. And we were just going over everything, and we found all the health benefits that tie into it, which is just amazing. What I didn't know anything about. And that was really kind of how we did it. Also, a lot of people in our class, we have different tastes as kids. You think differently. Sweet potatoes actually also something that we all liked. We all have that Thanksgiving story about sweet potato casserole, arguments over whose sweet potato casserole is the best. So that's kind of how that came into.
Okay. So how did you determine which legislators to contact?
Chad, why don't you tell them?
So we use the Alabama Secretary of State's website to enter our home address to find each family's representation.
Excellent. So did you write letters? Did you send emails? Or did you call your legislators?
Susan, you want to tell her what we did?
We simply wrote letters for our requests.
Okay. So did you send them a proposed bill text in its final format, or did did you just send along the bill idea with your research?
Jadina, why don't you tell them?
We sent a letter with a suggestion for the sweet potato to become the state vegetable to the senators.
And tell them what Senator Orr wrote specifically in your letter about the
He said he was very excited and he was gonna see if he could make it into a bill.
Awesome. So I know that some of our viewers are curious, how long did it take to receive a response from your legislators? Because that can sometimes be a long process.
So girls, Jadina and Jaylyn, you got the first letter. Why don't you tell them?
So we actually received our response from Senator Orr about 2 weeks after we mailed him back. So that was very exciting to have received it within a much shorter time than I think any of us expected.
That's great. So what was Senator Butler's initial plan for this bill? I understand that it didn't exactly start out the way it's turning out.
Well, so the Jaylyn and Jadina received the first letter from Senator Orr, and he hand wrote on there that he was going to work with Senator Butler and see if they couldn't make this a bill and introduce it in the legislature. Well, then Kira received the second response letter about a week. Yeah, about 3 weeks after she sent her letter, about a week after the girls received theirs. Mm-hmm. And Senator Butler mentioned that he and Senator Orr were going in together on a joint resolution to designate the sweet potato as the official state vegetable.
Okay. So what kind of support have you received from your local community? Well, now wait a minute. Let's talk about that joint resolution. Why'd you prefer that this legislation was introduced as a bill instead of a joint resolution?
Well, when Senator Butler said that in the letter, then that of course prompted us to research the difference between a joint resolution and a bill, and how they each become law. And we wanted the sweet potato legislation to be what's called codified, to be part of the Alabama official code. If you go to, I wrote it down so I wouldn't forget, Alabama Code Title 1, Chapter 2 lists all of our official state symbols and honors. This is where everything from our state flag, our state seal, all the way down to our state historical fossil are listed. And we wanted the sweet potato to be on that list as well. And the only way we could make sure that it was on the list is if it went in as a bill and became law that way, rather than as a joint resolution to become law. So we inquired about that and convinced him to change it, and it got introduced as a bill instead of as a joint resolution. So that's why it's Senate Bill number 98.
Awesome. Awesome. So what kind of support have you received from your local community and industry partners?
Caleb, you want to tell them?
Well, we got a lot of unexpected attention. We actually figured out that Coleman County had a sweet potato festival every year. But this year they made us a special sweet potatoes t-shirt and has actually invited us to come and, present for them at their festival. We also figured out that we've been invited to the Alabama Sweet Potato Association. And to make us even happier, a local Coleman farmer then invited us to come and watch them plant and invited us to a barbecue that they put together.
Very cool. So I understand your class recently received some national attention for this bill. Would you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, Matthew, you were on that interview. Why don't you tell them?
Some of us were interviewed on National Public Radio back in February, and others were interviewed by HSLDA.
Excellent. So since the Senate has not yet passed SB98 during this session, what's your next step in the process?
Who wants to take this one? Kira, why don't you take this one?
Our next step is, well, we kind of have to wait right now since the Senate is currently out right now due to everything that's going on, and we've been waiting for a while. I think it got to the third step before Senate shut down. So right now we're just kind of waiting while everything goes out, but doing stuff like this, the live stream, to tell more people about it so they can learn about it, and also contact their senators and tell them, like, hey, can you vote for this, please? So right now we're just kind of waiting until Senate gets back into session.
Sure. So how can
we'll do it here?
Yeah, it'd be fun to do again with other kids coming in next year. I think we've gotten a lot of attention for the school too, and classes. We've been having to figure out how to put more desks in here so we can have more classes for like election and Alabama history, because people are really interested in doing this.
Excellent. So how can our viewers get involved to support this legislation during that next legislative session?
What can everybody do, guys? Chad, why don't you tell them? What can people do? What did we do? How did we make this happen? What can they do?
Basically, do what we just did, and contact your senators and write requests. And I think that can make a big trying to find the word for it, but big impact, basically.
Absolutely.
Awesome. So thank you all so much for sharing this very exciting legislative journey with us. I know it's inspired me to get a little more active, and I hope it's inspired everyone else. I know I, for one, will be watching this bill very closely during the next session, and I want to encourage everyone out there to make sure and watch SB98. Now, it may have a different number if it has to be re-enrolled next year, but be sure and watch this legislative session. Of course, we'll be posting that on the Alabama Homeschool Capitol Day page. So we're going to open this up to a little bit of classes. Now, it looks like Shaylee said, sorry, I missed the opening. What class is this, and is it a co-op group?
So we are, this is an Alabama history class. We are all families legally homeschooling under the cover of Hope Christian Academy. And this is just my little group, my little levies. I teach a couple families. And no, we're not really a co-op. We're just a group of families that have been together for a long time. And
our own little special thing.
we're kind of, I mean, you can join us if you want to. But we're not a co-op. We're just a group of families started learning about Alabama history, and started this thing about the sweet potato. I don't know.
So I have a crazy question. Why did you start doing an Alabama history class? This isn't something that's normally done in public school. What inspired you to do that?
Inspired or required?
Oh,
So yes, so in case you haven't figured it out yet, viewers, the moderator here is the director of our cover school of Hope Christian, and it is currently a high school requirement that we have a half a credit of Alabama history. But more than that, it's been fun, hasn't it, guys? I mean, have y'all enjoyed Alabama history? It's an easy A. It's an easy half credit. You know, we use Leonard Skinner's Sweet Home Alabama as a history lesson. There's a lot of history, a lot of historical references in that song, and we just have a good time. So that's why we had the class, and that's why we're all together. It's because of you.
well, I'm glad to have inspired at least a little bit of interesting learning, certainly some fun learning.
Absolutely.
Now, I'm sure the Alabama 200th anniversary didn't hurt things, did it? No? Were you able to get some great resources from the archives for the 200th anniversary?
They were excited. Senator Orr, who was the first senator to respond, was actually I forget what his title was, but he was very high on the board preparing for the bicentennial celebration in Montgomery. They did send us some free stuff. We got some rulers and some postcards, pencils.
Postcards are gorgeous.
The postcards are gorgeous. The postcards that we received actually have all of this, well, not all of them, but many of the state's official whatevers, all in pictures that form the state of Alabama. So next year we see how maybe they'll put the sweet potato in there somewhere.
That would be awesome. So do we have any other viewer questions? Since we don't have any other viewer questions right now, I'm going to take just a moment. And Ms. Kristin mentioned that Gillon is one of our outstanding homeschool students of Alabama. We're very, very proud of her. And I have a little announcement to make. As Ms. Kristin mentioned, I'm the director of Hope Christian Academy, and Gillon is one of my students. And Miss Kristin is about to explode. I can see her face because I think she has an idea what I'm going to say.
I do.
You might want to mute your mic because she's going to squeal and all our ears will be bleeding. I'm proud to announce that Miss Gillon Whitfield is going to be our delegate to Alabama Girls State with the American Legion this summer.
Yeah.
Because of the COVID crisis, it has been delayed. However, it will be happening, and that is a high honor. It's a leadership position, and if any of the other church school administrators are curious about Alabama Girls State, Boys State, feel free to contact me directly. I can give you some great information because a school with as few as 300 students is allowed to nominate a student. So we're very proud of you, Gillon. Congratulations. She has a great deal of community service under her belt. She is not just a pretty girl, but she's a brilliant girl and has an incredible heart. So we are very, very proud of you. So you have one more thing to add to your resume before you run off to college on us.
Thank you, Ms. Constance.
I'm seeing a lot of congratulations over here. I think some of these mamas are pretty excited for you.
Yes, congratulations, sweet girl.
Congratulations.
I'm crying.
Well, thank you. You're crying?
Yeah.
Oh, well, I'm so proud of you.
No, I can't help it.
I'm so proud. I could be prouder of you, dear. So does anybody have any more questions for the students or for Miss Kristin? So I have a quick question. What was your favorite foods? Okay, we're going to go around the circle here. I want you to tell me what were your favorite foods and what was their designation at the special dinner that Miss Kristin held. So I know I personally loved the Lane cake. Amazing, just saying. So Miss Kristin, what was your favorite?
Let's see. I don't know who made them, but someone made cupcakes with
blackberry cupcakes.
No, blueberry.
They were blackberry.
Blueberry's the official state.
It's blackberry.
Oh, it is blackberry. She's right.
Here's right.
The blackberry is the official state fruit, and someone made this beautiful purple icing with black. Oh, it was fantastic. So those cupcakes with the blackberry icing. That was my favorite. What was your favorite?
I'm trying to remember what all was there and what was my favorite.
We had a lot of food.
We had a lot of food. I really liked the blackberry cupcakes. That's the first thing that came to my mind. And yeah. I think there was peach cobbler.
Yeah, the peach cobbler was good.
Yeah.
Peaches are the official state tree fruit, different from the blackberries.
Bush fruit.
Well, just fruit.
How about you, Kylie? You look like you're deep in thought. What was your favorite?
One of my favorites was the sweet potato casserole. It's like always one of my favorites during Thanksgiving or anytime I can have it. If someone makes it for me. Sweet potato casserole has got to be something that I eat.
Sure. How about you, Matthew?
The peach cobbler would have to be my favorite.
It was pretty good. How about you, Caleb?
The honey and crackers. No competition.
The honey crackers.
Really?
Someone brought in local honey and crackers, so it was local honey crackers, and we loved them.
The official bee.
So the honey
Excellent.
is for our official state insect, which is the queen honeybee.
Awesome. Chad, how about you?
Like there was a lot of food. So like I think there was cornbread that was also good.
Yeah, there's like cans of that.
Yeah, also there was fried chicken.
Fried chicken had nothing to do with anything except we just like it.
Yeah,
but cornbread is actually the official state bread. Cornbread.
Yeah, my nan makes it all the time. So
yeah, it was good.
Awesome. Too. How about you, Susan?
As everyone said, there was a lot, and I have memory of a fish, but I can only remember a few things, such as the cupcakes and some beans along with cornbread. I can't really remember.
my mom also liked creamed corn, I believe it was.
Oh, that was good.
Oh yeah, I made that. That didn't have anything to do with anything either. Just extra food.
Except it was good.
We just like to eat.
We do like to eat.
Sure. So, how about you, Jadina?
I liked the cupcakes with the blackberry frosting.
Yeah.
They were good.
So, how about our girl state representative, Ms. Jaylin?
Peach cobbler, hands down.
Absolutely. We're so proud of you, dear. We're very proud of you and all of your service that you do for the community, and your passion for animals and for their safety. It's such an incredible blessing.
Thank you.
So, Shaylee Fabris actually said, thank you so much to all of you, and congratulations for getting as far as you have so far with this potential legislation. We wish you great luck when the crazy has passed and you're able to continue with your work. And I think she speaks pretty much for everybody. We're really proud of you guys. This was a big step. We're very proud of the fact that you're home educated and that you had the opportunity to really dig deep. And that's one of the beauties of homeschooling. I think you'll all agree, is that we don't just learn the surface. We don't skim the material. We go deep and wide, and it gives you an opportunity, especially when something's interesting, to dig a little deeper and go a little further, right?
Yeah, this definitely wasn't on the curriculum for Alabama history. It's just the way it came about, with our luncheon in December, and then we started talking about, what would make a good, what would you have if you could pick a state vegetable? What would it be? And I don't know. And then we just kept, I'm like, well, since we've done this, we might as well go ahead and write our legislators. And then we actually got responses. Senator Orr actually said in his, they interviewed him in the NPR broadcast, and he said, I got to tell you the truth. When I got these letters, he said, I just shook my head. I was like, what? He said, but the more I thought about it, it's great. And so, yeah, it's odd. This is, it's not something we plan to do, and I don't know that it'll ever rear its head again, but I think that that's one of the greatest blessings of being a homeschooler, is that when we find a rabbit like this, we can chase it. And we've chased it all the way to Montgomery, and we're going to keep chasing it until we see this thing gets passed.
Sure. Catherine Robinson posted another congratulations. She said, thanks for sharing and congratulations on your accomplishment. I would have loved to have been part of the tasting experiments. Can you tell us what you actually did for this this meal? We keep talking about the food as though everybody knows what that was.
Yeah.
Could y'all share a little bit about how that came to be?
There's the pamphlet right there. Show that.
Well, I guess what I wanted was a way to celebrate and honor Alabama, and to just further educate ourselves about our great state. And the bicentennial in December could not have presented a better opportunity. So we had, it was much more than just a luncheon. As Ms. Constance said, we had a local homeschool group, their little band played our state song. We had a local homeschooler who has won state awards in singing. She sang the song for us, and then we all sang together. We had a local homeschool group do a beautiful flag presentation. We learned the state pledge. If you didn't know that Alabama has a state pledge, we do. We're one of only 17 states in the union that has a pledge to the flag. You can look that up. Then we ate, of course, and you've heard about the wonderful food that we had. And then probably the funnest part of the day, Matthew, my square dancing partner, the square dance. The square dance is the official state folk dance of Alabama, and we had a square dance troupe come in and square dance for us and teach us square dancing, and we had a ball.
I was horrible at it.
No, you weren't.
We got
Matthew was stuck being my partner, bless his heart.
But
we had a great time just celebrating this great state.
And what day did you hold it on? What fortuitous day did you hold that on?
It was, so the bicentennial was December 14th, which was a Saturday.
Right.
So we celebrated on Monday the 16th.
Absolutely. So
you were there.
I just and why well, we got to bring a turkey? I mean, it wasn't Thanksgiving or anything.
The official state game bird.
Game bird.
And of all this, I can't believe we have a vegetable.
No
So
vegetable.
much stuff.
And with all that, who knew? Well, dig a little deeper and you're likely to find out. Well, I know you guys had a great time, learned a ton, and I hope that you continue to be active and engaged politically and continue to defend your homeschool freedoms. We're very thankful to have the freedoms that we have here in Alabama, and young people like you are inspiring others to get engaged and get involved, and I just want to thank you for that. So everybody be sure and watch the progress of the sweet potato bill in whatever form it comes into being at the next legislative session. If it doesn't pass this session, of course, this one has been cut short dramatically, and we're going to continue to send our thoughts and prayers out to our legislators, to our law enforcement, our medical personnel, our emergency responders, who are on the front lines of this. So I'm pretty sure we all agree that we send our thoughts and prayers to everyone who's dealing with this, and we understand that it may mean a few extra steps for these bright young students, but you are clearly not afraid of a challenge, right?
Nah.
No, ma'am.
Ready to go again, right?
Ready to go again. Montgomery will be there next year. We'll be there too.
Absolutely. And we'll look forward to seeing you at Alabama Homeschool Capital Day next year as well.
We'll be there. Thank you.
Awesome. God bless. Thank you so much for being with us today.
Thanks.